So what I'm going to show you in this video is a serious problem with the M4 Max MacBook Pro, whereby it cannot power 3 individual 80 gigabits per second or Thunderbolt 5 compatible SSDs, such as these 3 here, from its 3 individual Thunderbolt 5 ports. Anyway, I'm going to dive straight into this and let you know exactly what's going on, although this video is sponsored by ACASIS, and more about them later in the video. Okay, so as you can see, there are my 3 drives. So let me just plug these 2 drives into this side here. So there's one, and there's the other. Now we should see this pop up on the desktop shortly. This is actually my RAID setup. So as we can see there's the RAID now popped up on the desktop. So let me just attach this 3rd drive here. Okay, now we'll just give this a few seconds. Let's see if this pops up onto the desktop. And no, that's not looking good. So that drive hasn't popped up. And if we have a quick look here, hopefully I can get a bit of focus here. We can see the green indicator light there, which is saying that the actual drive is on and is being powered by the Mac, but it is not appearing on the desktop. So what I'm going to do here is to eject that RAID set. So let me just disconnect the RAID. Now I'll leave this drive plugged in. It might pop up, I'm not too sure. Let's see. No, it's not going to pop up. However, if I pull it out and then put it back in again, we're now going to see that it pops up onto the desktop. There we go. So it's popped up now onto the desktop. Now what I'm going to do is to reattach the other 2 drives here for my RAID set. And what we're probably going to see is that these are probably not going to pop up now. Okay, let's see. Okay, now what's interesting here, if we have a look at this SSD, as we will see, there's the green light indicator, which is saying that it is being powered. However, if we have a look at this one, there's its indicator, and its indicator is off. So this one is not even receiving enough power. Actually, hold on. Oh wait, there's my microphone. As we can hear there, the fan is on this SSD. So whilst its indicator isn't on, the Mac is obviously powering it enough to power the fan on it. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is to eject that disk there, and I'm just going to mix up the sockets now. So let me disconnect everything. I'll take this drive out. Now what I'm going to do here this time is to split these 2 drives from one end of the Mac to the other. So let's see, there's one going in there, and then there's the other going in there. Now we are definitely going to see this pop up in a second. So if you just give us a moment, there we go. So the RAID's now popped up on the desktop there. And then if I take the 3rd drive and plug it in on this side, let's see what happens. Now we might see it or we might not see it. And if we do see it, I will run a test to show you that it will very quickly disappear from the desktop. However, no, it's not popping up, and as we can see there, clearly there's a green light on, and that green light is indicating that the SSD is receiving power, but quite obviously not enough for the Mac to actually run the SSD. Now if I just eject that drive there, or that RAID, I'll disconnect everything. Now I will reconnect this one on its own, and what we're going to see here, and I'll use a different socket as well just to properly mix it all up. What we'll see is that this will pop on the desktop, and there we go, there it is. Now if I reconnect my RAID setup here, hold on, again it might pop up on the desktop, but if it does, I can show it very quickly disappear. There we go. So the RAID has now appeared on the desktop. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just to do something to show that one of these will disappear once we start using it. So there's both of the drive sets open, or the RAID set and the single drive. Now let me just open up Activity Monitor here just so we can see what's going on. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, let's see, if I go into here, I just need to try and find a folder that doesn't exist on any of the other things there. So I'm going to grab, oh, there we go, straight away. As soon as I tried to move that data, the drive disappeared. So as we can clearly see there, even in an instance where like the 3 drives might be recognized, as soon as one becomes like, you know, well, as soon as one is asked to do something, it'll then like, you know, disappear. So as we can quite clearly see, this doesn't work. ACASIS are the market leader when it comes to Thunderbolt peripherals for your Apple Silicon Mac. From Thunderbolt 4 and Thunderbolt 5 SSD enclosures through to Thunderbolt hubs and docking systems. With industry-leading blazing fast speeds, ACASIS has you covered. To find out more about the entire ACASIS product lineup, check out the links in the video description below, and don't forget to use my 15% promo code for a 15% discount off anything you buy from the ACASIS website. Now, just one thing to make really clear here, as we could see in the video, I have my MacBook connected to mains power, so there's absolutely no excuses as to why the MacBook should not have been able to have had enough power to have powered all 3 of the drives. And also bear in mind, it's got 3 Thunderbolt 5 ports, of which they are all meant to be able to supply 15 watts each, which is definitely well enough to have powered these 3 drives. However, I've been in touch with Apple's technical support and was told some very surprising information about the MacBook. So here's something that most people probably are not aware of, because I most certainly wasn't, and as I've just said, I was under the impression that each of the 3 ports were completely independent and had their own 15 watts worth of power that they could shove down each port. Well, here's the thing. The 2 ports on this side here, they actually share power, as well, according to Apple's technical support, and this single port on this side actually doesn't supposedly share power and has got its own power supply. Now, what I found really difficult to believe about that one is the fact that when I connect 2 drives over this side here, they always work fine, and it doesn't matter what those 2 drives are, whether they're a RAID set or just 2 individual drives with different, like, you know, tasks going on between the 2 drives. I've never ever had a problem with power delivery using those 2 sockets there. And in fact, my usual desktop setup is 2 Thunderbolt 5 SSDs connected to those 2 ports there, and then this one port here is normally connected to a Thunderbolt 4 docking system. So that is my usual desktop setup. And I can absolutely say right now I've never had any disconnects or any issues with those 2 ports being used with 2 drives. Now, here's the thing, according to Apple, those 2 ports there do share power. Now, if I plug 2 drives into those ports and they are perfectly working, and this single port on this side has supposedly got its own power supply, then why on earth, if those 2 are working over there and then I connect the 3rd to this side, why does that then have an issue and one of the drives can't be seen? That to me just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So I'm going to question the information that Apple gave me, as in I believe that all the power is basically like dynamically shared across all 3 ports. That is the only thing that would make sense in this instance. Now, for anybody wondering what happens if I just put 3 separate SSDs into these 3 enclosures and 2 of them are not RAIDed together, well, pretty much the same thing. What will happen is we will see 3 SSDs appear on the desktop, pretty much the way we've seen 2 of them appear at one point before, but very quickly one disappeared. If these had 3 individual high-powered SSDs in them, such as say Gen 5s in one and Gen 4 high-end SSDs in the other 2, what will happen is they will appear on the desktop, but shortly after maybe starting to try to move data backwards and forwards and stuff, one of them will definitely disappear. In certain instances, one just will not appear again. It is very random, this whole thing. Now, just going back to the RAID 0 set that I'm using here, the reason why I've used that in this particular test is because it was going to very quickly show the problem. As I've just explained, using 3 individual SSDs, all like formatted as individual SSDs, will be problematic, although it might take a little bit of time for that problem to happen, and you will have to start transferring data to see the problem, and it's going to be of absolutely no use when transferring data and then one of your SSDs disappears. So the reason for using the RAID 0, or indeed the it could have been a RAID 1 is simply because when they're active, they are definitely going to be using 2 SSDs when they're doing their writing and the reading. So that will definitely increase the power usage a lot quicker than what it would have been using 3 individual SSDs, which still would have been problematic anyway. Now, there might be some people out there thinking, come on, Dave, first world problems, who cares? Well, I care because I didn't spend $4,000 on a laptop to have it not perform exactly as you would expect it to. I mean, let's face it, this thing is a pro laptop. Apple call it a pro laptop. Do you know what I mean? So I am definitely not going to be buying one of these for $4,000 and then just use it for emailing and Facebook or something. So I'm going to hazard a guess here that for anybody who spends at least $4,000 on a laptop, they're going to be using it for some seriously heavy work. In my instance, that's going to be video production, and I do not think that it is like, you know, an unwarranted complaint to complain that the thing just cannot power 3 Thunderbolt 5 or 3 80 gigabits per second SSDs when the actual laptop is designed with Thunderbolt 5 in mind. Now, some of you out there may be wondering, is this problem going to happen on other Macs which do not have Thunderbolt 5 ports on? So as a for instance, MacBooks which have got 3 Thunderbolt 4 ports on. Well, although I've not tried it just yet, I'm going to hazard the guess that this problem will not happen even if we connect 3 80 gigabits per second Thunderbolt 5 compatible SSDs to a MacBook which has only got Thunderbolt 4 on it. Now, the reason why I'm suggesting this is because as soon as an 80 gigabits per second or Thunderbolt 5 SSD gets plugged into a Thunderbolt 4 connection, the power requirements is immediately going to drop down a little bit, because the power requirement and also the data speed is going to be dictated to by the port, with that being Thunderbolt 4 on like a Thunderbolt 4 MacBook or something. So if you connect 3 of them up to the 3 ports on a Thunderbolt 4 MacBook Pro, I'm going to hazard the guess that they're going to be fine, only because the combined power of all 3 Thunderbolt 5 or 80 gigabits per second SSDs is going to drop slightly, because it's going to be dictated to by the Thunderbolt 4 bus system on the Mac that you are plugging it into. Now, lastly, I would love to hear from anybody who has got a Mac Studio Ultra with Thunderbolt 5 on it, because I've got a feeling that this problem may not happen on those, and the reason why is because I believe they've got 6 Thunderbolt 5 ports on them. So even if at worst every 2 ports was sharing power, I've got a feeling that if you strategically place 3 Thunderbolt 5 SSDs or 80 gigabits per second SSDs across the 6 ports, you are probably going to be getting away with all 3 of them being seen at the same time. So yeah, I'd love to hear from anybody who has got that type of a setup. Anyways, that will do it for this video. If you've liked the video, please do give it a thumbs up. A sub to the channel would be absolutely awesome. I'm David Harry. Thank you very much for watching this video. Take care and goodbye now.